Everyone says stop eating processed junk, start eating healthy foods, and you'll finally start losing weight and burning the fat that you want to get rid of. That might be true, but not for the reasons that you think. Here's what you need to make sure. When you're eating healthy food, that doesn't guarantee that you're going to lose weight. A big misconception people think is, oh, if I start eating things that have one ingredient, things that have a mom and dad or grew from the ground, I'm going to lose weight and burn fat. But there's a twist, that's something that everyone gets wrong, which is healthy food doesn't equate to burning fat, but a calorie deficit does. This is the same problem I had as well, where I was eating healthy food. I kept hearing stop eating processed food, eat healthy food, and I'd be stuck losing the same 3 to 5 pounds, losing and gaining the same 3 to 5 pounds every single week, every single month for about 2 years straight. I was eating ground beef, I was eating steak, I was eating rice, healthy stuff, but I wasn't losing weight. I was staying the same. I was fluctuating. Here's the problem. Here's where everyone goes wrong about this situation. Healthy food can help you lose weight, but the problem is there are certain healthy foods that are calorie dense and are easy to overeat. Things like the oils you use to cook food with, like olive oil and butter. If you don't know, 1 tablespoon of those oils can be 100 to 120 calories. And if you're just like eyeballing a little bit of olive oil for your sauce or for your eggs or for your steak, maybe you're basting your steak, or maybe you're making chicken, pan fried chicken, whatever you're making, the oil adds up. It could lead to like 300 to 600 calories just added in oil or butter. Also, nuts is another big one. This is true. Nuts have healthy fats. They also have protein as well. But the problem is they're also very high calorie and easy to snack on. 15 almonds is a whopping 100 calories. Yeah, that thing adds up. It's really easy to snack on almonds. I used to eat almonds every single morning as like a mini breakfast snack before work. Sorry for like if I cough a few times after. I just recovered from being sick. My voice is still gone. But I want to make this video because I just had this thought. Water break. Peanut butter. Personally, I'm allergic to nuts, so I avoided pretty much all the nuts except for almonds. That's the only one I can eat. But peanut butter, 2 tablespoons is approximately 200 calories. Avocados, you want to rub that on your toast? That's 300 calories for the entire avocado. And if you're just using half, that's 150. Even high fat meat or steak like a ribeye or almost any other steak, majority have a lot of fat. And if you're eating one that's 3/4 of a pound, maybe even a pound, if you like eating a lot of steak, that adds up to almost 1,000 calories, if not more. Especially ribeyes are very fatty. You could trim the fat, but still, it's kind of hard to estimate eat low calorie steak. What you should aim to do is eat low calorie but high volume food. That way it's really difficult to overeat because the foods itself are low calorie, and if you eat a lot of it, you're still not consuming that many calories. And a bonus is if those foods have high protein content as well. That way you're eating low calories, but you're getting the protein in. And if it's something you want to snack on, they also have a lot of protein. So they're going to supplement that macronutrient for you. If you're working out, it's going to help your muscles recover. So many benefits. And protein is the one nutrient, one quality that burns a lot of calories, the most calories out of carbs and fats as well. I think there was a study done where every 100 calories of protein you eat, you burn around 20 to 30 calories as well, because protein is a high thermogenic, I forgot what it was, but protein has a high thermic effect, so it breaks, it's a lot harder for your body to digest, and will use a lot more energy, therefore burn more calories to break down, and it'll keep you full longer. So protein is amazing. My favorite sources of protein mainly are 93.7 ground beef. Very easy to track because it has low calorie, high protein, and it's clear. It's not like steak where you have to estimate, because the problem with estimation is you're just never going to always have exactly the amount of calories that you're eating, because the marbling might be different. There might be more fat on this steak versus another, and just the tracking apps only estimate so well. So I like to stick to ground beef and chicken breast or chicken tenderloin. I found chicken tenderloin to have more flavor, but you can't really go wrong with either. I think they both have, for 4 ounces, 110 calories and 25 grams of protein. That's wonderful. A rule of thumb I like to go by is grab the calories of the food you're eating, get 10% of those calories. So divide by 10, 110 divided by 10 is 11. You want to aim for the grams of protein for that food to be greater than that amount, 10% of the calories. So if it's 110 calories, 10% is 11. We want at least 11 grams of protein in that food that we're eating to qualify as something that is a good source of protein for us to eat. Chicken, 25 grams of protein. That's more than double the number. Amazing. So that's why I love to stick with ground beef, especially 93.7. Don't make the mistake of buying 80-20 because that has a lot higher calories and lower protein content. And again, I want to mention this. I don't think I mentioned this actually. Track everything you eat. Track the calories to the T. Estimating, again, is going to be very difficult, and it might be off because we tend to estimate incorrectly. It's just the nature of how we are. I like to emphasize that if you're cutting and trying to lose weight, always overestimate how many calories you're eating. If you think a steak might be 600, 650, write down that it's 650 or even 700 just to be safe. Just to make sure you're making yourself as accurate as possible and leave no room for error for when tracking, okay? Because tracking is the only way we'll lose weight. The only way to lose weight is in a calorie deficit. You consume less calories than your body burns for the day. Let's say your body burns 2,500 calories per day. You calculate your TDEE, total daily energy expenditure, using some website. You can search on Google, press the first one. It'll literally give you a pretty accurate one. That's all you need. Find it, subtract at least 300. Let's say you're just 2,500. You subtract 300, you get 2,200. You want to eat at least 2,200 calories or less to make sure you lose weight. Those 300 calories, where is it going to come from? It's going to come from your stored fat. Your body will go inside to look for those calories, and that's going to cause you to lose weight over time when you maintain that deficit, okay? Track the calories to the T. If you're estimating, overestimate when you're cutting, underestimate if you're trying to gain weight. So a lot of people complain that, oh, I'm eating so much, but I'm not gaining weight. Yeah, buddy, you're not eating enough calories. There's no other way to not gain weight. So when you're bulking, you always want to underestimate because you probably overestimate when you're trying to gain weight. So follow those rule of thumb. Don't think just by eating healthy food, you're going to magically lose weight. You need to track your calories. And the best thing to do is to avoid foods that are hard to kind of track the calories. You have to estimate it and try to avoid foods that are high calorie and easy to overeat and don't have a lot of protein content. You do that, you'll lose weight in no time. Track everything. Do it for the future version of you. You got this.